seen them yet? Those awesome spiral photographs from vinyl or heat transfer vinyl? Well, there's a site, Spiral Betty, how convenient, where you can make those spiral. You just upload the photo you want to use. You can zoom in, scale, whatever. And when you like it, you just click on the button. And there is your spiral. It's as easy as that. But it doesn't come in SVG or VGM with Scanncut, unfortunately. But that's just tracing. I will show you later. There are 4 options. One option is how many rings you want to have in your spiral. The less rings, the clearer the picture is, and the more rings, the better the picture is. But the more rings you have, the thinner the rings are, and it will be a challenge to cut it with your machine. So you need to find a balance in between where you find your picture good enough and where the rings are wide enough. So that's where you start. Then you can scale again if you want to have the picture bigger or just smaller. That's up to you. And then you have the brightness, light and dark. The darker the picture, the better the picture comes out in the spiral, but the lighter your picture just disappears more or less. So also find the balance. Each picture will have another balance in between. And also you have the last option, and that's contrast. Contrast will make more of how do you explain it? You will see better details. The more contrast, the more details. The less contrast, the less details. So that are the 4 options you can play with before you download your spiral picture. As you can see, if you do it full out, it will be much clearer. When you think your spiral is perfect, you click on the download button and you will have a JPEG. Also, you can change colors. I will advise you to do it in black and white because that traces better. But if you want to do it on sublimation or just print it, you can just choose a color you like. I will trace it in Inkscape in this tutorial. Many of us use Inkscape. I use Shortcut Slot. I think it's a much better program, but it's a paid program. As you can see, Inkscape always opens the second window when you open your image. Make sure you select the picture you want to trace, and you are sure when you see the arrows. You go to Pad and Trace Bitmap. Most of the time your settings in Inkscape will be fine, but if not, you can just play with settings what will fit for you. Then you click OK and you close that window. When you have closed that window, you will have 2 images, and if you're not sure which image is the traced one, you just click on one of the images with the arrow with the pads. That's the second button, and when your image is showing all little blocks, then you know that's the traced image, and if it doesn't, that's your normal image which you can cut, so you can delete it, and then just save as plain SVG and your cut machine will cut it. But if you have a Scanncut, I will advise you to import the SVG in Canvas or Shortcut Slot or whatever to export it to VGM extension, because the Scanncut can read SVG, but the more pads you have in a file, the harder it is for the machine to read it and the longer it takes to load it. And PCM is just an extension of the product itself, and it loads in seconds. So, cut the file, so you pick your color of your vinyl or your heat transfer and just place it on the mat and start cutting. I did it with a fast cut like speed 2 on my brother, but my pressure was minus 8, so it's a bit tricky to cut it, but the bigger your spiral is on your mat, the easier it is to cut. So good luck with that. As you can see, it's just one stroke. You just turn around and around. Just be careful with it because it sticks everywhere, and if it sticks on the wrong places, it can take some vinyl with it that doesn't supposed to. It doesn't take much time to weed this spiral. Spiral is also a perfect gift for Mother's Day or Father's Day, or for your grandma or your grandpa, to give a picture that's something else than just a regular picture. You can stick it on a mirror, on canvas. If you do it on canvas, just use heat transfer vinyl. I would love if you share your creations with me on my Facebook page. Thank you for watching, and see you next time in my next tutorial.